and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Just to think that that could have been any of us. Yeah, scary.
A thought shared by many students on the MSUM campus after another sexual assault report. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight.
The latest assault report surfaced on Sunday. Valley News Team's Krista Bames spoke to students after they learned this is the 4th sexual assault at MSUM this school year.
It really made me nervous.
A little bit of me is, but then some of me isn't.
Mixed reactions from students as they walk in groups to the MSUM Campus Music Fest, just hours after receiving an email about another sexual assault.
I was a little bit concerned because, I don't know, it's hard to see that happen again.
People always told me that you need to watch out for creepy guys, but I didn't think it would actually be a thing until it happened on our floor, and then it's happened multiple times since then.
Justine Stensby and her friends live on the floor where the first case was reported back in September.
Yeah. It was terrifying.
Yeah, because I remember I was walking down that way, and then Cody came out and I was nope, don't go down there, you don't want to see what's happening.
This latest case was more of a shock to students outside their dorms.
I was surprised more so because it was an academic building, so it really shows that it could happen anywhere, not just in the dorms, but even walking to class it could happen.
Whether they're surprised to hear about another incident on campus or not, the students I spoke to said that they're taking certain steps to ensure their safety along with their friends.
I have pepper spray.
I do.
I have pepper spray. And then when I'm walking back, because sometimes I go babysitting and I get back at 2 or 3 in the morning, I'll hold my key in between my fingers like that. Just in case somebody pops out from a corner or something.
And along with notifying students, Campus Public Safety says there are classes to teach students too.
It's more than just self-defense, it's also situational awareness. It teaches students to kind of mitigate themselves from any potential harm that could come to them.
To try and prevent the worst from happening, no matter where students are headed. Krista Bames, Valley News Live.
Now, the victim told authorities she was assaulted on Saturday. A male suspect, a student, is known to the victim and has been taken into questioning by campus police, but has not been arrested.
A school superintendent has been arrested and accused of having a sexual relationship with a teenager. 50-year-old Charles Soper is in charge of the Sawyer Public School System. That's near Minot, where he was arrested. Investigators say they've received information that the 15-year-old boy and Soper had contact through a social media app, and that led to a sexual relationship that started last fall. Soper has been charged with luring minors by computer, solicitation of a minor, and human trafficking.
A school bus collided with a minivan in Moorhead earlier this afternoon. The bus had been driving north on 14th Street South in Moorhead when it collided with the van that had been traveling east on Bellesley Boulevard. This intersection is controlled by stop signs for east and west traffic. The van stopped at the posted intersection but failed to yield to the bus. The school bus was only occupied by the driver, 21-year-old Ethan Sorensen. Sorensen was not injured, and the driver of the van has been identified as 50-year-old Nathan Faust of Fargo. Faust was transported by ambulance to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
New information tonight surrounding a runaway teenager that we told you about last night. The father of Akira Morin called us tonight to say that authorities found her boyfriend, who was reportedly traveling with his daughter. However, Akira is still missing. We have made calls to authorities. At this point, they have nothing to tell us. Here's a picture of the two. Once again, Jacob Ehlers has been located, according to the father, but not Akira Morin. If you have any information on her whereabouts, call your local authority.
A Minnesota man is believed to be linked to Sunday's terrorist attack in Texas. ISIS is claiming responsibility for 2 gunmen who allegedly opened fire at a controversial art exhibit opening. The attackers injured 1 guard before being shot and killed. Some in the valley are saying this happened way too close to home. But Fargo police tell us they don't believe there's a threat in the metro. However, they have been going to training, and they say they believe they would be prepared if an attack happened here.
A popular movie, 50 Shades of Grey, that hit the big screen on Valentine's Day, is now causing some controversy on the NDSU campus. The Bison Catholic organization held an all-day pray-in just across the street from campus at the Newman Center today in opposition of the movie playing on campus by a student-run organization. Now, some students say the movie promotes the abuse of women and goes against the university's policy.
I just find it really fascinating and really disappointing that the same university that sends us emails, that conducts seminars on how we can make the university safer from rape, assault, abuse, would promote a film that shows rape culture.
NDSU said in a statement, as is the case at virtually every other public university, the university does not interfere with the student decision-making process to determine which films are shown on campus. That process, they say, is an important part of the educational experience.
How many of the bills passed in the North Dakota legislative session actually affect you? That's the question we posed to a panel of lawmakers in Fargo today. The area chamber was hosting a session wrap-up luncheon. A major issue on homeowners' minds, property tax relief. A new bill was passed during the session, but how does it actually work?
So how does this property tax relief translate into the average homeowner?
You know, it's hard to say the percentage because everybody's valuations are increasing. The only thing that's for certain in the whole thing is the 12% direct payment.
It's a very complicated formula. It's hard for people to see that, and then they only experience it once a year.
Now, we did the math, and for a $100,000 home, they'll save about $90.
You may not know it, but that cigarette you've been smoking may have been made in part by an 11-year-old. Some members of Congress in Washington don't think this should be the case. Hundreds of American children spend their days on tobacco farms. Working with plants may not seem harmful, but there's nicotine in those plants that can get into your body just by touching them. Some children who did so reported feelings of nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, dizziness, and headaches from direct contact with the plants. U.S. Senator Dick Durbin introduced a bill to make it illegal for children to work in such fields.
No one under the age of 18 will be working in these tobacco fields. I think that's the best thing to protect these children from some horrible outcomes.
Right now, there are no restrictions on tobacco farming. Many tobacco companies and growers associations have set their own standards to limit child labor. But Senator Durbin says that's not enough. He wants the tobacco industry to be child-free.
It's Tuesday, and it's time for this week's restaurant report card. Every week, we take a look at area health inspection reports to see who's up to code and who isn't.
Well, tonight, Valley News Team's Christina Craig traveled the FM Metro to see what inspectors found.
If you're out along 30th Avenue South in Moorhead and want to grab a quick bite, you might pull into the plaza. The last time health inspectors visited O'Leary's Irish Pub, they found 7 violations, 2 critical.
The main one was actually more of an equipment issue than anything. Our cooler was malfunctioning at the time. It wasn't properly cooling our items. Since then, we've got it fixed.
The other critical, a simple date marking mistake.
Sometimes it's in the midst of a rush when a cook just tosses something in a cooler and says, I'm going to label and date that later after the rush, and then just completely forgets about it.
Management says all violations were fixed on the spot. And in the same plaza sits Dairy Queen Grill and Chill. They were slapped with the most critical violations, 3. The more serious problems, a hand sink in the kitchen was not working, and a cleansing solution to clean the countertops wasn't strong enough. Now, we did reach out to restaurant management. However, they didn't want to talk to us on camera, but they do say all of the critical violations have been fixed, and they attribute that to a high employee turnover rate. They say it's a problem they're working on. And it's not all bad. Spicy Pie in Fargo along 52nd Avenue South had a spotless record. In the metro area, Christina Craig, Valley News Live.
There's a link to this story and health inspection reports on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com and click on the hot button.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
Well, it's been a dry week, windy but warm, and we've had some summer-like weather to enjoy, but we want to get rid of that fire danger.
Yeah, we sure do.
You know what solves that?
Rain?
A little bit of rain, and there is some in the forecast. All right, let's take a look at today. And if you didn't get a chance to peek out the window, here's a look at our time lapse, and I want to pause this for just a second, get over, and we have some different winds at different levels of the atmosphere. Lower clouds were moving in from the south, and the upper clouds were flowing in those winds at the jet stream level and just below, and those were more from the west. Now, as we take a look at this, we can see the streaming clouds kind of building throughout the day, but look at these sitting in one place. Those are some wave clouds in the atmosphere called altocumulus undulatus, and those were just kind of parked right there over the region throughout the day. Beautiful day across the region. And heading into the evening, it's equally as beautiful. So 68 degrees right now, and we're looking at winds that are gusty. And it does look like those winds gusting to almost 30 miles per hour. It's from the south-southeast. Now, temperatures region-wide. Langdon, 61, 67 in Jamestown, and this hour we have a 63-degree reading in Detroit Lake. So everybody pretty much in the 60s, holding to near 70 here in the valley. Taking a look at those clouds today, we see them building in from the south, a little bit of a rain shield moving into parts of northern South Dakota. Also, Roseau County, Lake of the Woods County, a couple of showers up in your neck of the woods showing up. Air over us, very dry. Not all of this going to reach the ground yet, but we do have some changes. Speaking of that fire danger, we want to say thank you to our viewers for sharing videos like the one here where we saw the fires yesterday. This was in Clay County, basically north and just east of the Glendon area. And look at the flames shooting up in this little flame tornado here. Fires have a way of really creating their own winds and weather around them, rapidly rising hot air, and the smoke swirling in. So thanks again for sharing your video. Now, let's get right to a look at the regional picture. And we can see that the storm system that was bringing all the rain to Colorado is now exiting into the Central Plains. All this moist air in the Central Plains is surging northward rather quickly, and that's our hope for improved fire probabilities. As we go through the next couple of days, the rain showers are going to be with us on and off. Overnight, we'll have a band move through and likely be setting up in the northern valley or along Highway 2 first thing in the morning. So passing showers and thunder showers in the morning with temperatures in the 60s. Now, the best chance for rain in the southern counties will be in the afternoon as we go through. A few thunderstorms rumbling up from the south as temperatures approach the 70s. We'll have gusty winds and passing showers. Many of us getting measurable precipitation as we go through our Wednesday, with more in store as we head into Thursday. The system continues to wrap moisture up and around. And finally, northwest winds blow through and clear this thing out of here, but not before we get anywhere from 1/4 inch of rain to upwards of 2 or maybe isolated spots getting 3 inches of rain under those storms. So your hour-by-hour forecast looks like this. Temperatures overnight dipping into those upper 50s. Tomorrow we'll be back in the 70s. It will be windy and cloudy skies will yield a good chance of afternoon showers in Fargo. Passing showers region-wide, 60s north of Highway 2, near 70-degree readings for everywhere else. Look at these beautiful trees out here in Moorhead. Kara, thanks for sharing these. I bet they smell fantastic too. We're starting to get these gorgeous trees across the region in springtime. You can share yours at weather@valleynewslive.com. Cool and 68 with a good chance of rain again on Thursday as we showed you, and still some sprinkles on Friday. Then on Mother's Day, it looks pretty, after a good marathon weather day, it does look like we'll have a chance of some sprinkles for Mom here and there as we go through our Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, still a little unsettled and, well, seasonal, I guess you could say.
Not too bad out there. It's a nice morning.
Right.
All right, thank you, Hutch. Still ahead for us tonight, as more and more people hit the outdoors to have fun, we look at the best bike helmets you should use.
But first, we take a look at why there was an increase in the use of cancer drugs.
You're watching Valley News.